Are you fucking joking? What the fuck?
Welcome to What's up, you filthy degenerates, and welcome to part 2 of going to random locations given to me by strangers on the internet with a bag full of cash. Got a really fun game today. I was invited by a acquaintance. I'm playing 1-3 poker with college guys. Like, these guys were born in 2000, okay? 2001. So this should be a really fun game. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna find out how to get in here now. A little bit of advice. If you see this in your local underground poker game, it's usually not a great idea. But where Greg goes all in, and you know we go all in. Okay, so we got here a little too early. There's nobody here. It's just me and a guy who's a Greg Goes All In fan, and we're gonna call him Andy for the sake of this vlog. And I was kind of stunned to get recognized at a game, and it's been happening a lot more recently, and it's been super cool. I've been getting more recognition now than I did from when I was a kid's TV show host. I'm Mr. Boggles! But that's another story. Andy was kind enough to entertain me with some blackjack, so let's take a look here.
Blackjack.
Amazing.
Woo. How come I got 5? I thought I'd just double it.
Blackjack pays 3 to 2.
3 to 2? Dude, that's a good deal. Again.
Alright.
17? Oh, this is, I just stay here. I stay here.
Alright, dealer shows. 13, 17.
What happens?
That's a push.
What does that mean?
Well, you take your bet back. I don't win, you don't win.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
That's a good card. Face cards. 19. Oh,
19.
Yeah, we just stay. We just
Dealer
stay.
shows.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Fucking hell. Wait, am I at even now? Yeah, I'm up 1. Okay, I'm gonna book a profit here. Thanks so much, man.
Alright, thanks for watching the vlog. We were in for $20, out for $21, giving us a profit of $1. Stay loose, play 7 deuce, and I'll catch you next time. Just kidding, I'm fucking with you. More players arrive, and we start out 5-handed. The game is 1-3. We're in for $500. Here are 7 of the session's most interesting hands with the biggest pots, 5 of which I either go all in or put another player all in. It was a crazy game. Let's get right into it. Early on, we pick up ace-7 offsuit on the button, and it folds to me, and I raise to $15, and Andy, our fan, on the big blind calls. The flop comes ace-queen-7, 2 spades. We flopped 2 pair and a backdoor flush draw. Andy checks to me, and because I've gotten the read that he's a good, aggressive player, I decide to check and slow play for deception and to keep his bluffs in. Turn is an offsuit deuce. Andy bets 18, and I call. The river is an offsuit king, and Andy overbets 85 into the pot. This evidently surprises me, as you can hear here.
Overbet?
I tank for a while, deciding between raising or calling, but just decide on flatting. I don't feel like anything I beat can call a re-raise, and if he's bluffing, he's just going to fold anyway. I call, and he shows king-queen for a worse 2 pair. What a cooler, and we take this down. Happy with my check back on the flop, allowing him to take the betting lead with a worse hand, and allowing him to improve to a strong, but still second best hand. Shortly after, we have 4-5 suited in the small blind. Andy's out for revenge and raises it to $12 from middle position. It folds to me, and I call. Big blind folds, and we go heads up to the flop, which comes jack-6 deuce, 2 hearts. We have a gut shot, straight draw, and a flush draw. I check to Andy, who bets big with $20. Given that Andy tends to c-bet aggressively quite frequently and that his sizing is so big on a pretty dry flop, I feel like he's full of shit. So I decide to go with a check raise to 60. This allows me to win the pot with 5 high if he folds, inflates the pot for if I hit the flush, and it conceals my flush if I do hit it, because most times people are raising to protect against draws.
You just never give up, do you? Calls. But then again, neither do I.
Andy's out for revenge, and the turn brings the 3 of spades, giving me the nuts. I almost feel bad. I keep my foot on the pedal and bet $100, and after tanking for about 30 seconds, Andy calls. The river is the ace of spades, completing the backdoor flush. The pot is $346-ish, and Andy has around $200 left behind. And then I do what a Greg's gotta do.
Greg goes all in.
Greg goes all in.
The dealer is definitely not impressed, and now that I look back, I'm not sure if I am either. I've put Andy all in for around $200 effective, and when I think about it, I feel like it might have been too much. I think I got a little uncomfortable with the stack to pot ratio. If Andy were deeper stacked, I probably would have just bet a third or a quarter of the pot, seeing as, you know, the backdoor flush did get there, so it's going to be hard to get value now. And also, he might have the backdoor flush, but I don't get snapped off, so that is a good feeling. And I just started doing all kinds of monkey shit to goad him into calling.
Listen, man, I might have the nuts. I might have missed my heart draw. I'll show you this.
I can't see it, man.
Well, I obviously have it beat. I do.
Wow, holy shit, 4-5 of hearts? You want me to save money? Like what?
I wouldn't do this to a viewer, or I would. Listen, man, I quit my day job to do this YouTube thing, so I need the beans. So I need you to either call or fold.
I just don't want to, you know, I just don't want to believe it. You probably have it. It doesn't make any sense any other way. It's so agonizing.
You make a decision in the next 30 seconds. The next time I see you, I will give you all-in sunglasses.
Oh yeah, my all-in sunglasses have come in and they are live on my store. They are a great price and great value, and you can order them to tilt your opponents on the felt just like I plan to do. Link is in the description below. After tanking for a while, Andy finally folds his ace. I think we definitely missed a little bit of thin value on the river, so maybe I shouldn't concern myself too much with the stack to pot ratio. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Your donkey friend needs some guidance. Next hand is the hand of the motherfucking day. I'd stepped away from the table to get a sip of Red Bull, and when action's on me in late position, the dealer asks if I want to call the big blind, and I say fuck it, let's raise it to 12. So I raise to 12 blind. It folds to my now former fan, Andy, once again, who calls. The flop comes A7 for a rainbow. And we've got fuck knows what. Man donks $20 into $25, and I call blind. I've won 2 big pots against him. He's a fan, so I'm super happy to give him action and some of his money back.
Wow, this guy's crazy.
The turn is the 5 of spades, bringing in the spade draw, and we're sitting on fuck knows what still. Andy bets $30 into 65-ish, and this time I take a look. We have 6-8 offsuit. We have the motherfucking nuts. Fuck what I said about giving Andy back his money, but play it chill, bro. We just flat. River is the deuce of hearts, bringing a 4-liner to the board, and honestly, I didn't notice this at all, because I still have the motherfucking nuts. Andy bets 60 into 125-ish, and I think for a while on how much to raise. I settle on raise to $200.
200.
Jesus fuck. Calls.
Nuts.
The table is asking to see what Andy had, so I sauce him over a green chip to tell us, and he shows pocket 3s with the 3rd nuts. Holy crap. I'm honestly amazed he didn't 3-bet me on the river. Andy, it was great playing with you. You is getting free sunglasses next time I see you. Congrats on making the vlog 3 goddamn times. A couple hours in, and we are up to $850. Let's take a break.
Okay, we've been playing for around 2.5 hours now. Like, honestly, I got most of my content in the first hour. Like, I just ran on a huge heater. It was freaking awesome. Not 5-handed anymore, now 9-handed. And so it slowed the game down a little bit. Haven't really played any hands in the past, like, hour or so. Just been sitting on my stack of 900. Really crazy guy, really wild guy. Like 2 seats to my right. Just waiting to find a good spot with him.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this maniac. He's seated a couple seats to my right. Mans is lit.
4 shots, 4 shots. 4 shots, 4 shots.
Doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Bitch. He's a bitch.
And his stack looks like this.
Or what's left of it.
I'm looking very forward to getting to a hand with him. Very thrilled that I am in position of him. And for the purpose of this vlog, let's call him Maniac Michael. Finally, we pick up a good hand. We've got pocket 10s in middle position. Maniac Michael is in early position. He opens to $26, just your standard 12x open. I re-raise to 60 to isolate him, and it folds back to him and he calls. The flop comes Jack 8-9, 2 hearts. We have second pair and an open-ended straight draw. Pot is around $120. Maniac Michael has $100 behind. Again, I need a little bit more guidance when it comes to pot to stack ratios, but when he checks to me, I just put him all in and he snap calls.
I put you all in. I call.
Which isn't great. As the dealer puts out the turn and river, I ask if he has a jack and he says no, and I'm like, what the fuck? The river is a king. He says, I have that though. And he shows king queen offsuit. I waited patiently to get it in good against the maniac, and he 5-outers me. Doesn't feel good, but we must remember that we want players like this to call off his stack with king high, because in the long term we win. I'm more than happy to congratulate him, keep him happy, and take my money back later. I'm still level-headed and not tilted. Next hand, we're misdealt kings in a double straddled pot.
Are you fucking joking? What the fuck?
Okay, now I'm tilted. which is going to show in this hand. Next hand, we have Queen 10 offsuit on the button. Early position opens to 12. Shit bunch of people call, including me, and we go to the flop 5 ways in position. Flop comes Ace King 9, 2 hearts. We have a gut shot to the nuts and a backdoor flush draw. Checks to the cutoff, who bets 30, and I call. Everyone else folds. Heads up to the turn. It's the 4 of hearts bringing in the flush draw, and now the cutoff checks. He's definitely scared that the heart draw has come in. He's a pretty straightforward player that way. I decide this is a good card to barrel on as I pick up equity. Any heart gives me the nut flush, and any jack gives me Broadway. I bet 80 into 120. The cutoff definitely isn't looking pleased, but calls. The river is the 4 of spades. We've completely missed. The cutoff checks once again, and to quote Rampage Poker, you can't really win with queen high, so I go all in, which the guy across the table who watches my vlogs is pretty excited about.
Greg goes all in. Greg goes all in.
The pot is 280-ish, and the player to my right only has 136 left. This man's tanks for fucking ever. He flashes me an ace, so he's got top pair. After what feels like an eternity, damn it, he calls, and I say, good call. The same guy who was excited about me going all in is also very excited about me saying good call.
That's exactly like his movies. In his video, he's like bluffing. He's like, good call, man. Good call, man. This guy, word for word, though, reenacted his video.
Good call, man.
Anyway, please let me know if this was a good bluff or a donkey play. Like, on the one hand, I think it's good because I made this guy tank, and he seemed to be a very, like, straightforward, weak, passive player, so I thought I had some good fold equity here. But on the other hand, the guy across from me is roasting me for shoving when he only had a half pot bet left, giving him 3-1 odds to call. Well, I don't know. Was this game theory optimal or Greg theory optimal? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. After that hand, we're pretty sad because we're back down to around $550 when we were sitting on around $900 at the break. So if I could get a pity like and subscribe from y'all, that'd be fucking great. It takes me around 16 hours to produce these videos, but just a few seconds for you to like, comment, and subscribe, so it seems like an EV positive play for you. Next hand, we pick up 7-9 suited in middle position. Maniac Michael straddles under the gun for $20. I call, and then a late position player raises to $75. The straddler gets out of the way, and I really don't have the implied odds to call here. And I really shouldn't be calling a straddle and then calling a re-raise, but we're tilted and kind of forcing it, so we call the $75. Heads up to the flop, out of position. It comes 3-4 deuce rainbow. We really have nothing, but this flop smashes my range way better than the late position player's opening range, so we are just gonna go aggro Greg here. If I put enough pressure on all 3 streets against this seemingly experienced player, he may even fold over pairs. I bet $100 into around 170. He doesn't seem too comfortable, but he calls. Turn is another deuce. I could have a deuce here. Why not? So I go all in for the second time as a bluff in like 20 minutes. I make an intimidating tower of chips at a value of around $350 and slide it past the betting line. He covers me. He's thinking about it. He tanks for around 30 seconds before ultimately folding! Folding isn't boring. Folding is a fucking blessing. I show the stone cold bluff. We definitely needed this one to get through and turn the session around. Last hand of the night on the big blind with ace queen suited. There's one open limper to my left. There's a raise to $25 from late position. Maniac Michael calls on the button for $25. It folds to us in the big blind, and we're going to make a standard 4x 4-bet out of position plus each caller, so we size it up to $125. The open limper on my left had accidentally gone out of turn and put in $25 to call, and so he gets a little sticky and decides to stay and calls the additional $100 for him. And the original raiser weirdly folds, and then Maniac Michael calls on the button. What the fuck is going on? Why is an open limper and a caller calling my 4-bet? There is around $375 in the pot, and we still haven't even seen the flop, which now comes. Jack 8-4, 2 hearts. Beautiful. We have a nut flush draw and 2 overs. I cover both the players who only have around $150 left each, so I go all in.
I'm all on. It's like
Middle position player folds, and Maniac Michael calls with his remaining $138. Little nervous that we're probably flipping and we're just running it once, but he says this.
I have nothing, bro.
Well, okay. Well, Maniac Michael gonna do what Maniac Michael gonna do. I might be ahead with ace high. Turn is the 8 of spades, and the river is the jack of hearts. We are good with our nut flush. We finally get into a good spot against Maniac Michael. He calls for more chips, and we win a gigantic $600+ pot. We call up for more greens, pretend to be an architect to make our ancestors proud, and we cash out shortly after. Okay, and we're out. Wow, what a session. We played from 9 o'clock to now almost 2 a.m., so about 5 hours. It was a crazy, wild game. Holy crap. I'm definitely going to be a regular here. Wow, just like college kids, man. Wow. In for 500, out for 1125 for a profit of $625 in 5 hours. That was a super fun session, and I'll definitely be back again. Folks, thank you so much for watching. If you like that, please leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, please stay loose and play 7 dues.